What's up, everybody? So this is not what I planned on making a video on. I was working on my Nick Fuentes video. And then this story dropped. And this is the beauty of going live. I'm able to hop right on, and you all can see me while this passion is ravishing and jumping through my body. And I am just, so many thoughts are going through my head right now. So let me first start off this live by saying, hit the like button on your way in if you do not mind. I would really appreciate it. The second thing I want to say is if you have a problem, or if an investigation is bothering you, then you're probably not on the side of truth. I'm going to say it again. If an investigation is bothering you, if you have an issue with an investigation, then you are probably not trying to truly turn over every stone, and you're probably not trying to get to the answer like the rest of us is. That's what I want to start off, right? Erika Kirk has finally responded to Candace Owens, and she never says Candace's name, but it's no question at all who she's talking about. She talks about Candace. She's talking about all this money that's being made, and I'm going to dissect this video down to a T. I'm going to let it play, and then we're going to break this video down of what Erika Kirk finally had to say when she finally addresses Candace Owens and what she didn't say. I've been very critical of Erika Kirk, and this video is going to be no different. I'm going to give her a little bit of love, but I'm going to give her a lot of tough love in this video, right? So once again, hit the like button on your way in. I'm going to go ahead and show you all this clip, and I want you all to first notice that she is wearing red and white in this interview. That's going to go over a lot of people's head. Red, remember, for those of you that have been following the channel, red is a very symbolic color for sacrifice. White is a very symbolic color for purity, right? So maybe she is some sort of figurative sacrificial lamb on Turning Point's behalf for the quote-unquote heat that they've been taking. But that's not going to make us not give them this smoke. Roll the clip.
About this part of the conspiracies that are out there, this disturbing part that people are trying to guess where Charlie is.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing? Everything was public. We will be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world to see, and it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying? One thing. This is my husband. Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that. But this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing left that is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my babies, and to my parents. One thing.
What are they taking from you right now?
Nothing. But I will tell you what they are doing. It reminds me so much of chapter 6 in the book of Nehemiah. He is building a wall, and the townspeople are at the base of that hill saying, Nehemiah, calling him all these names, saying all these things, come on down. Every single time he had the same message 4 times in a row. I cannot come down. I am busy building. That is how I feel. I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the handpicked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought these people are human. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
You know, I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this. Excuse my French. But this is not okay.
Okay, there's a lot of things that's going on here. I'm going to say first and foremost, it's a bit distasteful to be using language like, and I know who am I to be talking about how widow, quote unquote widow, should be speaking about her husband. But why are you talking about building? Why is building even a part of the conversation? I know people want to figure out what happened, but we're building right now. If we get a lead, then we're sending it to the FBI. The FBI that's been giving us this trash story, we're sending it to the FBI. We trust them. We have an incredible team, but we're focused building right now. Building what? You sound like Tim Pool, respectfully. Tim Pool is talking about midterms. Bro, did a person lose their life or not? I'm going to tell you all why I believe that this interview came out today. Why all of a sudden Erika Kirk is finally addressing Candace Owens today. And we know she's talking about Candace because she says all the hundreds of thousands of dollars per episode, which is exactly what Candace Owens has been making $100,000 in one episode. But she's been making a lot of money collectively. Absolutely. But let me tell you all why. Candace Owens revealed some things in her episode yesterday about a meeting that apparently took place with some colonels, some military personnel, and she asked the public to figure out the name of the general or the person that helped conduct the meeting. Well, I think we figured out who that is. But before we get to that, let's address a few things that Erika Kirk said. And then I'm going to show you all what Tucker Carlson had to say. So the first thing is Charlie's gravesite. Those that have been critical of Candace is going to watch this clip and they're going to agree. And they're going to say, I agree with her. You don't want the left who've been celebrating Charlie's death. You don't want the left to desecrate or destroy his casket. Here's the problem. There are many type of different caskets. It's just the truth. There is something called burial vaults. You ever heard of these? Let's see what it says here. Has a secure seal and polymer liner. Protects from exposure to outside elements. Provides a clean, dry casket space. Prevents the earth from collapsing. Right? Includes a warranty, etc., etc. You could easily get this, or you could have used this. And no one could have easily desecrated Charlie Kirk's quote-unquote burial site. We know that for a fact. There is also something called a mausoleum burial, right? And if I remember correctly, the rapper by the name of King Von was buried in one of these because he was a gang member. And a lot of people wanted to see him deceased. A lot of people wanted to come after him. And it's very popular in the drill scene for them to go and desecrate the burials of their ops or their opponents, of their rivals. I'm pretty sure that you can afford that. The burial vault that I just showed you all costs in between $1,500 and $10,000. The mausoleum burial that you're looking at right now costs in between $25,000 and $500,000. I'm pretty sure you can afford one of these. After the numbers that me and Brian, the auditor, looked at, I'm pretty sure that you can afford one of these. Can you not? That should be nothing. That should be a drop in the bucket, a penny in the bucket. The money that you made what, almost $100 million or over $100 million since Charlie's death. Supposed death, right? You can't afford to pay $30,000 for one of these? A leftist wouldn't be able to desecrate his burial or his casket then. What are we talking about? There's also something called a lawn crypt, right? this right here would allow you, once again, to have multiple layers of protection for Charlie Kirk's casket, for his burial, if you really needed to bury somebody, right? And then, of course, the most obvious one, you could do all of these things within a gated private community, a gated private estate. But it seems to me that not revealing where this person was buried is just another thing to add to the long list of red flags of what happened that day. I've been on record, one of very few people, at least publicly or openly saying it on YouTube or otherwise, or alluding to it on YouTube, that I'm not convinced that Charlie Kirk lost his life that day. I don't care how crazy it sounds. Call me what you want. Now we come to find out they haven't even buried the guy yet. And then she says, this is where I draw the line. Come after me. Don't come after my Turning Point USA family. Respectfully, Miss Kirk, please explain to me who you're defending here. When you talk about Turning Point USA family that loved Charlie, that Charlie loved, are we talking about the expeditious, amazing, fantastical, mystical Mikey McCoy? Oh, we're asking fair questions. We're asking fair questions. The man turned around in record timing, covered his ear, put a phone up to his face in less than a second. You didn't even see what happened to Charlie. Unlike most other people who I'm not knocking, I understand why you feel this way. But irregardless what most other people believe the motive could have been, I don't think it's because Mikey McCoy may have done something to Charlie Kirk. I have reason to believe everything I say in this video is alleged. Because Mikey McCoy had foreknowledge, not that Charlie Kirk was going to be hurt, but that something else was going to take place that day. Why would Mikey McCoy have to see it? He didn't seem distraught, because what would he have to be distraught about, if you follow my drift? As I keep this image on the screen, as they have the conversation that's finally making it to mainstream, which we discussed yesterday, because Malo went on Tim Pool's podcast and said this as well. The hands in the casket look fake. Everybody's thinking it. Nobody wants to say it out loud. That's close to the Turning Point USA family. I'm not close to y'all. I'll say it. The hands look fake. Another thing about this right here, doesn't make you guilty, doesn't make you a bad person, but I'm just saying what I noticed. I didn't just notice the colors. I noticed the freaking rings. 3 to 4 rings on your fingers again. And I don't mean to sound like, so I'm just passionate. I'm not angry at Erika Kirk, because again, I don't know if these people are guilty of anything. It's not like Charlie Kirk was my friend. I'm just passionate about corruption, about gaslighting. Don't gaslight the world. Here's the biggest problem, or one of the biggest problems. Remember, if I remember correctly, Candace Owens said that she would stop months ago. She would stop discussing and stop investigating if one of 3 people stopped her. Erika Kirk, this person right here. Candace Owens' husband, George Farmer. And number 3, Candace Owens' own father. Candace Owens has not stopped, so it's safe to assume none of these 3 people have reached out and told her to stop her investigation. Is that fair to assume? Miss Erika Francevy, Kirk, whatever. Why have you not reached out behind the scenes and just asked Candace Owens to stop talking about this? That's the question. Why haven't you done that? If it's really bothering you, if it's really getting to you, now that I think it's obvious, you all have reached out. You tried to go through Turning Point USA first and get Candace Owens to show up in person, tried to make it mandatory that she was in person. It doesn't matter what Candace said. You all agreed on a time and a place. Yes, that's exactly what she said for you all to do. But now that she's backtracked and said, I'll still do it, but virtually, what's the problem? What's the problem? Why can't you do that? That's a fair question. Blake himself, who's about to come up later in this episode, Blake himself said that this is coming from Erika. Candace, you are invited, but we want you here in person because that's the most authentic. Huh? What does that mean? Who are you fooling, bro? Like, nobody's falling for that. Why do y'all need her there in person? What is that about? What is that about? And the irony is that when you said it, you were live streaming with Andrew COVID in real time. Who is Erika Kirk respectfully talking about when she say TPUSA family? Rob McCoy, the person that lied and said that Mikey McCoy had red liquid all over him and then took forever to backtrack? That Rob McCoy? The same Rob McCoy. Shout out to Baron Coleman. Shout out to my guy. Baron Coleman has went over multiple sermons of this dude where he's lying. He's gaslighting. He's misinterpreting. He's mischaracterizing. He's drawing red herrings. Nobody's falling for this foolery. Right? Who could she be talking about? Blake, who got called out on his bluff? Candace called him out on his bluff, and the rest of us did too. Who else? Andrew COVID? The same dude who sent the text message thread where Charlie Kirk said, you're leaving me no other cause but to leave the Israel, no other choice but to leave the Israel cause. My donors are leaning into all of the stereotypes. That Andrew COVID, who sent that text message thread to somebody in government because he felt like it had something to do with what happened, possibly. That Andrew COVID. The same Andrew COVID who supposedly called both Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, warning them to lay low. What was that about? Lay low from who? From what? What do you know that I don't? An answer he's still yet to explain. Miss Erika, the gaslighting. What, Miss Erika? Come on now. Come on now. Right? Who could she be talking about when she say TPUSA family? The security team? With all the weird hand movements that happened moments before everything took place? The ones that was behind the table doing something with their hands, coming up with no red liquid? No red liquid dripping from his body as they ran to the SUVs, Wagoneers? That security team? The ones that kept on sunshades, was not talking to each other the entire time behind the table. Something traumatic just happened to your face that you had no idea was about to take place. Right? Right? And then you spring into action, but you never really talk to each other. Everybody's silent. Your mouths are not moving. You're handing stuff to each other. What is that about? That looks like a rehearsal. You don't need to speak to each other if you already know what to do. Right? That's what you call being fair. That's not a conspiracy theory. Everything isn't about views and money. Right? You're talking about the same security team? Could you be talking about the same security team that it's allegedly come out that supposedly one of those security members was told by Charlie Kirk directly, according to Candace and a couple other people, he told one of the security team members directly the day before that he felt like he was going to be unalived. Is that who you referring to when you talk about Turn Up on USA Family? This is crazy. Attacking the fact that Candace was making that money well before. We've already proven it. The woman was getting 1.5 million views, about average. She averaged about 1.5 million views per video a year and a half ago. I'm not arguing that Candace may be a little bit motivated by making or benefiting from a podcast. I don't know that. I don't know her personally. But to be disingenuous as if this woman wasn't doing all of these views and making all of this money. Her job on her podcast is to talk about, this isn't about defending Candace. It's about pointing out the gaslighting, right? The cognitive dissonance that's being practiced in this clip. Let's get to the Tucker clip, and then I'm going to show you all who we think that person is that led the Colonel meeting, and it's going to shock the heck out of all of you all.
His wife, well, and so I feel emotional about it. So, I just haven't wanted everything to do with it. But I will say a couple of things. I don't understand the official story at all.
Of his assassination?
I don't understand it, and
No
I
one does.
want to make sure that there is a truly rigorous and honest federal investigation of it.
Exactly. Nobody understands it, Tucker. But you got people like Nick Fuentes saying that he 100% believes the Fed narrative. Went after, I'm going to show you all the video of Nick. I was working on a Nick Fuentes video before all of this dropped, and I'm like, I have to hop on this story first. But I got a Nick Fuentes video coming. This guy is just making a fool of himself. He made a fool of himself, and he was debunked so many times in the Piers Morgan interview. And I like some things about Nick. But man, the things that I don't like about that guy is just stacking up. He's just being exposed over and over and over. That guy is saying that he believes the Fed slop. That's what they call it, Fed slop. He believes it. But the people that's calling him out who don't believe the Fed slop, he's calling them feds. Make it make sense.
And I'm definitely concerned about that. A. B. I think that one of the, I don't know many of the details, but I know that recently Candace said that Egyptian registered aircraft were following Erika, Kirk, Charlie's widow around for a number of years in different places in the world. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. And I just want to say that is factually true. That's true.
Did you hear that? Tucker Carlson has since confirmed that the very thing that I believe there anyways, but it's true.
So that's like the one data point that I happen to know is true. What does that mean? I have literally no idea. I can't even guess, but that's very, very strange.
And what is Egyptian? It could mean aircrafts from Egypt. Who knows?
I think that they were registered in Egypt.
Got it.
And but that fact is true. So and it also her claim that, there were kind of a disproportionately large number of foreign registered cell phones at the event. That's also true. So what does that add up to? I don't know, but it means that, the FBI has a moral and legal obligation to look in every direction and to be open-minded as you would in any investigation, in journalism, in science. It's all the same process. I don't know the answer, and I'm going to sift through everything as open-mindedly as I can, as honestly as I can, to get to what the truth is. That's science, that's law enforcement, that's journalism. It's all the same. That's justice.
Yeah, and it's, you know what it's not? It's not a conspiracy theory. So now that it's been confirmed that there were multiple foreign cell phones on the grounds, and it's proven that these Egyptian planes were there. All the things that people said that this woman was crazy about, and she's all over the place, like the pastor that I debated on this channel from TPUSA. Now what? How do you explain that? How do you have that information and you just go along with it? The biggest red flag, I want to make sure before we end this clip, the biggest red flag isn't that, not even that Turning Point USA don't have the answers, that they're not answering the questions that people have for them. They're not providing call logs. They're waiting into a live event December 15th. Then they'll answer the questions. Why can't you just do it now? You don't even need Candace to be there or anybody else. Answer the questions about the odd behavior so that you can build some trust. That's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is not even that they're not answering questions or giving answers. The biggest problem is that they're not asking their own questions. Why don't they have questions? And if they do have questions, why are they secret about them? Why are they doing it in private? That's the real question.
And I just want to make sure that is happening. And I just don't have a ton of confidence in the FBI or the men who run it. And I'm not saying that out of ignorance at all.
That's a scary part too.
What Candace is saying is clearly causing a lot of turmoil Is it true or not? I can't assess it. I'm not the FBI. I'm a freaking podcaster, but I do know how the system works, and it's really simple. The FBI has this case, and of course, the state of Utah. It's their job to not only find out what happened, but present it to the public in a way that restores some confidence that you can like have justice in this country. We have functioning law enforcement. I don't have confidence in that because there's a lot of evidence that we don't have that. Right. So restore confidence by being honest and telling a story that makes sense. So why, if they don't do that, and they haven't done that, they have not done that, how can you be mad at Candace Owens or anyone else for filling a vacuum that they left?
Yeah.
Well, Candace is okay. No, the people with the authority are the ones responsible, and they're the ones who should be held responsible when there's a failure. Not some podcaster, not me, not you, not Candace, the people whose job it is.
Very well said. I could not have said that any better. Now, I told you all at the beginning, I said, this comes out now from Miss Erika. Why? Why now? Well, I actually didn't watch all of Candace's episode yesterday, but I've seen some of the snippets. And apparently there was some sort of meeting that took place that many people are saying is one of the most groundbreaking revelations and updates in the past 3 months. Apparently there was some sort of meeting that took place the day before everything happened with Charlie of some military members. And Candace gave some sort of plea to the audience to try to figure out who the name of the colonel or someone was. I think we figured out who the person may be. Everything in this video is alleged. I can't confirm nor deny this information I'm about to give. And the person that allegedly conducted this interview of some of the people that was on the ground when everything happened with Charlie, apparently the person is related to none other. Let me read it to you. Let's go look it up together. Let's go look it up together. We're transparent here. Let's go look it up together. Shout out to my guy, Project Constitution. He tagged me in this maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes before this live. That was perfect timing. Let's look this up. And hopefully Candace has seen this. If not, you all should send it to her. Shout out to my guy. I don't know why in the heck I'm not following him. I am now. Let's see. Says here, let me make sure this is big enough for you all to see. Let me make it as big as I can. All right. What does this say? It says, bombshell. TPUSA's producer's cousin was the gatekeeper of the secret Fort Hachika meeting. I don't know the word. We have the receipts. Last night, Candace dropped the most explosive 30 minutes of the entire Charlie Kirk investigation. A 35-year military whistleblower, Harry Myers, walked into a classified final planning meeting at Fort Arizona on September 9th, 2025, the literal day before Charlie was unalived, allegedly. Inside that room, 12 plus lieutenant colonels. You don't see that many outside the Pentagon. TPUSA security contractor Brian Harpo walking out with the gray-haired boss, and the officer who personally interrogated Harry for 7 straight hours, accusing him of being a spy and a bomb threat. Captain Neff. Candace begged us, help me find out who this Captain Neff is. We did in less than 24 hours. His name is allegedly Captain, possibly newly promoted Lieutenant Colonel Daniel R. Neff, and he is allegedly the first cousin of none other than Blake Neff, Charlie Kirk's longtime producer at Turning Point USA. Here's the receipt trail. Publicly available, no classified leaks. Commissioned U.S. Army 2007 ROTC Distinguished Graduate, top 7% nationally of Misericordia University, Pennsylvania. Pinned second lieutenant by his parents in a ceremony, saluted by his World War II veteran uncle. Initial assignment Aviation Branch, Fort Rucker, now Fort Navajo helicopter training. That was a mouthful. Let's go down a little bit. Age 37 to 39, matches Harry's description. Family from the same Pennsylvania Nazareth corridor as Blake Neff. Visual match to the photos now circulating is dang near identical. Let that sink in. The man who allegedly ran the 7-hour interrogation to cover the tracks of the meeting that Harry believes greenlit Charlie Kirk's pow-powing is allegedly the blood cousin of the guy who sat 10 feet from Charlie Kirk every single day as his producer. This is no longer quote-unquote coincidence territory. This is family-level access to the highest ranks of both TPUSA and the U.S. Army on the exact base where the final op was allegedly confirmed. TPUSA Tyler Boyer, Blake Neff, your December 15th tell-all live stream just got a mandatory guest, Captain Daniel R. Neff. The American people want to know why your producer's cousin was allegedly running security for the meeting that happened 24 hours before Charlie Kirk was pow-powed, allegedly. Harry Myers risked his life walking into that room. We just found the man who tried to bury him for it. This is the photo. What in the world? Bro, is this real? No way. No way. This is what I would say. This is what I'm going to say. If this is real, everything I just read is alleged. These are not my words. I am not alleging this about you, Blake. I am not confirming this. I am not saying that this is absolutely true. But what I will say is Project Constitution is usually very spot on and very accurate before he puts information out, especially when it's not somebody else's clip and it's his own research or his own team's doing. This is extremely concerning. If I'm Blake or anybody close to Blake, let's hope this is not true. Here's the bigger question. Is it a coincidence that this information that I just read to you was tagged to me and probably others, including Candace, not even 30 minutes before I saw the Erika clip? Could it have been that the episode from Candace yesterday triggered something? Remember, Candace, for the most part, and by most part, I mean she's 99% been extremely kind and polite when it's come to Erika. Her family's background, it's a landmine Candace has not touched. That did not stop Erika from saying what she just said. She didn't have to say Candace's name. When you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, who else is making that much bread covering Charlie Kirk? Nobody. You got people like Officer Tatum ignoring all the red flags, quote unquote, defending Turning Point USA while putting up these clickbaity thumbnails that lean into all the things that we have been saying anyways. So he's literally doing the same thing, except he's actually selling gear to give to Charlie Kirk's family. The same family that's been given millions of dollars. They were millionaires already, multi-millionaires. They've since made another $100 million. I think Tucker Carlson raised millions of dollars for them. Why do they need you to sell gear for them, bro? But I digress. This live was not supposed to be that long. I'm pretty sure Candace will respond. Maybe I'll go live later today after the fact if it's worth it. But until then, I'm going to sort of resort back to this Nick Fuentes video that I've been working on. This is wild. Crazy, man. But like I said before, I've said it over and over and over again, and I'm not done saying it. There's a reason why I believe that Charlie Kirk is alive. I think it was a lot of things happening behind the scenes. I think a lot of things became privy. I can't confirm or deny, but someone said yesterday that allegedly Charlie Kirk found out that about his life insurance and he canceled it before September 10th. I don't know if that's true or not. But if it is true, then that further leans into the fact that he may have found out some things that was really taking place at Turning Point USA. Maybe where some of that money was really going, and more importantly, arguably more importantly, where some of that money was coming from to begin with, and what the purpose of the money being sent to them was for. And like I said, I have reason to believe that part of that could involve the illegal moving of human bodies, if you catch my drift. Do you think they are trying to clean her image? Maybe. I think this interview is just the timing is too suspicious for me. Candace is only doing what Candace has been doing. Has she ramped it up in some way? No, she's been ramped up from the beginning. Erika, you could have reached out and told her to stop. You knew it would look suspicious if you did that. All right. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you see the latest Blake Neff? He was a war consultant for U.S. while on staff for Tucker and Fox News. Can anyone say handler? I didn't know. I knew he worked there, but I thought he worked there as like not a producer, but an editor or something. Because he was fired for some racist comments that he made in some sort of, he was like using some sort of anonymous identity, that being Blake Neff, and he was fired. But the fact that he used to work for Tucker Carlson is already weird. Like all these people run together, just like the music industry. Nepotism runs rampant in the music industry. People think you can work your way there with talent. And no. A lot of these people are related to each other. A lot of these people are Freemasons. A lot of these people are into the occult. A lot of these people work for each other, got history with each other. And everybody on the outside looking in is pushing to try to get there. It's like, no. It's one big club and we ain't in it. Right? Appreciate the $5 super chat, Bobby, for sure, Bobby O. Preach. Nikki, what's up? Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Whirlpool Media Tour, new CEO of a complex corporate structure, compiling a journal into a book, who is tending to the needs of her Trump. Right? It's like, are you a superhero? You're a mother, you're a grieving widow. You also promote Charlie Kirk's new book about the Jewish Sabbath. But you're also attacking people who are asking credible questions. Okay. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I want to watch Becoming Bridget C2 already. Season 2, right. Right. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Why not call? Right. If the one, Candace, to me, this is just to me, seems genuinely concerned. And Erika said multiple times that she believes that she's genuinely concerned. Why not just give Candace a call? Why do this? Is this all? It's all theater. All theater, because this is only going to drive more people to Candace's podcast. What is Candace going to say? Finally, the heavyweight round that everybody's been waiting on. Candace versus Erika. Did somebody really lose their life or no? Because that seems to be kind of pushed to the wayside. Seems to be more about TPUSA now. Thank you so much, Auntie Sheeta, for the $5 super chat. Mickey, as always, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. TPUSA needs to put out a PR piece. I agree. I already agree. Emotive violence playing as Erika comforts the children at home. Maybe a link to go buy Erika tear-proof mascara and Erika Kirk personally monogrammed disposable tissue. Right, but here's the thing, Mickey. as I covered before, most of the images and videos of, Charlie Kirk and Erika's supposed or alleged children, you can't see their faces. That in itself is not sinister. I'm not saying that. I know it's regular, everyday people that do the same thing to protect their children's identity, especially when you're a polarizing figure like Charlie Kirk. I'm with you. I don't need nobody to tell me. But it only adds to the suspicions, in my opinion. Right? So would they put out some sort of PR? They should. But it's more suspicious. It just adds to the weirdness of all of this. Why have you not done that? Why have you done so many interviews in front of so many cameras? She says, attack me. Leave by Turning Point USA family alone. You know that's not going to happen. Especially when it's so many unanswered questions. Right? How about you respond to some of these audits? Because you're the CEO now. These are fair. Can't nobody pull the leave her alone. She's a grieving widow. She's a CEO. I'm not talking to Erika Kirk, the widow, the wife. I'm talking to Erika Kirk, the CEO. Miss Kirk, there's a lot of red flags. Can you give us some answers to these? Because again, this is a tax-exempt nonprofit. People are sending in their hard-earned money because they believe in the values, the mission. Right? What do you say to all these, ex-TPUSA employees and donors that have come out? Are you talking to them too? Come on, dog. Erika, Candace need to sit down and talk about it. I agree. And just from a selfish perspective, I love for that to happen on camera. I always ask who benefits. Absolutely. Who do y'all think benefited the most? I'm curious to hear what y'all are going to say. The Lilith and Erika came out in the interview. It did. So, but see, here's the thing though, Veronica. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. The question we have to ask ourselves is, why is she so upset? Why now? What was the one thing that she saw and she was like, okay, that's the final straw. Let me go on Fox and let me wait till they turn these cameras on, and then they ask me these scripted questions so that I can give these pre-prepared answers. Right? Crazy. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. New to the channel, love your work already. Watch the MLK show. You watch the MLK show. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to this person. I can't see your. I'm just gonna call you BNG. Shout out to BNG for watching arguably the best documentary on this channel. That and the Clive Davis documentary is up there. A lot of people have said that they like Michael Jackson, probably number 2. But it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of documentaries I've done. But thank you so much for your support. But this isn't about me, I know, but I just wanted to. I got excited. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Nell's social media handle was Charles. I know. Yeah, I saw that. You talking about the anonymous thing that he had where he was making some comments about. Yeah, I saw that. Charles II was unalived in war, and there was a huge debate as to whether his own. That's crazy. I always thought it was weird because remember, people got to remember this. Charlie's name is Charles. If I remember correctly, it's just the nickname is Charlie. His name is Charles Kirk. Just like the character from Snake Eyes, his name was Secretary Charles Kirkland. Charlie's name was Charles. How you can look at the baby and call him Charles, I don't know. Wah. We're going to name him Charles. No, I'm joking. But that's crazy. Add that. Hey, Miss Lily or Miss Jilly, Add that to the long list of red flags. Coincidences, rather. What a coincidence. Snake Eyes is a coincidence. She's My Kind of Crazy is a coincidence. Miss Erika Frantzvy's family's background and videos themselves are coincidences. The Erika Kirk in Florida, who dated the governor out there, who have very similar stories to Charles Kirk. And listen, bro, it's all these coincidences, right? Two different caskets. What do you mean by that? Like, are you saying that that's an option for them to do? I think simply saying, even for his quote unquote fans or supporters, I think will be closure for them. Excuse me. I know that that's selfish, but all the people that want to know where he's buried aren't just haters or people on the left. It's also a lot of conservatives. A lot of people like myself with conservative leaning perspectives that would like to know, why is it that this man hasn't been buried yet? Okay. I'm with you, Didi. He is not on the live. World is a stage. We're on the same page. Is it TJ? TLJ. We're on the same page for sure. Thank you so much for a $10 super chat. $2 super chat. $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Karen. Or Corinza. That's right, because I love your name. Corinza. Do you think Charlie's parents will ever make a statement? What are your thoughts? Never. Never. I think it's not their, I don't think it's their role in this script. I think that's the appropriate way to answer that question. Script don't always mean that everything is quote unquote fake, but script means that there's other moving parts. And if they're not supposed to be doing that, they're going to play their role. No, just like I don't think Erika's parents are going to ever be at the forefront. Nope. If you've seen my Erika Kirk videos and my Charlie Kirk videos, I kind of get into this. It's just odd that we've never seen any of them. They had some sort of award that they gave to Charlie a few weeks ago, and Erika accepted it on his behalf in some beautiful emerald green dress. And I was like, why would his parents not be there? Even if they don't accept it, why aren't you front and center stage? Right? Maybe they're not good actors. Fake marriage, fake kids, fake pow-powing. Hey, Veronica, you said it, not me. YouTube, I didn't say that. I've never bought a shirt at a funeral. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Very well said. No, I have not. How is that not even odd? It's like, is everything a monopoly? Is everything a monopoly? How is that not wrong in itself? But whatever. Thank you so much for the follow super chat, Mickey. Everyone should be shouting from the rooftops about the AI comprehensive technocracy build out is consumed with other things. Yeah. I've heard a little bit about that too. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. So if he's still alive, maybe all this is leading up to him being brought out at the December 15th event. No, I don't think that's what will happen. I think it's some other things. Somebody made a great point. I can't take credit for this. On my live the other day, they said, what if Turning Point USA was asking Candace to come out, not because something was going to happen to Candace, which is on all of our minds, right? But what if they was asking this so that they can generate more sales or more ticket sales for the America Fest? I said that would be brilliant. They know it's a lot of Candace supporters. YouTube live viewers and support and comments says that alone. A lot of people will tune in for that because they know that they're losing the narrative, they're losing the ground game, they're losing support, they're losing donors, they're losing employees. Whistleblowers are coming out left and right. So that's sort of the angle I'm leaning. What's up, Cedric? Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I missed the interview of Erika. Can't wait for Candace show. Good work, though, Didi. Appreciate that, bro. You want to watch it, big dog. And there's no way Candace is not going to. For one, just being honest, it's too juicy. But also, she's making comments about Candace. Like, of course, Candace is going to say something. Especially because Candace has been taking heat for not addressing the Erika question, you know? No, Didi, the casket with Erika was different than the one put into the hearse. Oh, wait, really? No way. Here, let's look that up together. Is that true? Let's look that up together. Let's see. Erika Kirk casket video. Okay, we see that there. It's this brown one with these fake looking hands that are also a different size, which is a very odd thing for you to record. Let's see. Charlie Kirk casket hearse. Okay, it looks the same to me. It looks the same. Maybe because of the lighting, it looks a little lighter outside, but I think it looks the same. Yeah, I would say it's the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that looks the same, y'all. But that's a good thing to raise, though. Notice Fox selected Harris Faulkner, black female commentator. Optic. I noticed that too. I noticed that too. I notice things like that all the time. That's actually, I like the way you think. Is it Evans? I like the way you think. Ivans? Yeah. It's about pulling at the heartstrings of people, trying to prevent certain people from criticizing them. You know, the left is not going to say too much because it's a black woman. All right. The right not going to say anything because Erika Kirk is right-leaning. So it's going to be very hard for them to be honestly objective. Very good point. Optics. Let me sum this whole thing up. Good versus evil. Yep. It's all about the money. Greed is taking over. I agree. Hey, Didi, didn't know you went live. Just got home and was watching your Clive Davis. Great work, like always. You didn't know I went live? Oh, man. You got to scroll all the way down. I've only been going live for like 3 months. This is the beauty of it. Otherwise, this groundbreaking interview, I would have been editing the video right now. And it probably wouldn't have come out until another hour, you know? But yeah, I go live now. I've been going live for about 3 months. And this is sort of why I love it, because I can immediately address something. And then when I need time to reflect and sit with it, maybe I can come back and do another video on it, like I may end up doing with this. But these are my immediate thoughts. I like the beauty of that. You all are able to see me front and center, raw and organic. And then you're able to see me when I've had time to sit back and think and simmer in my thoughts, you know? But the Clive Davis, you got to let me know what you think about the Clive Davis one. Great work. Oh, you said great work like always. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I would personally say that's either number 1 or number 2 as far as work. It's probably number 1 as far as like the work and the amount of details that's in it. But the Martin Luther King documentary is probably my defining work. It's probably the work that I will point people to define what represents my interest, you know? Your opinion is refreshingly honest and not afraid to venture sensitive territory. Thank you and much respect. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat and for your comment. You're absolutely right. And for the record, that's never going to change. I'm always going to be that way. I'm always going to be that way. For sure. Regardless of what people think. I say the quiet part out loud. The people want them versus each other. It's marketable. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Adrian. I agree. A lot of moving parts here. And it's the best way to discredit Candace, black versus right. Like, okay, I see what you're saying. I love the way y'all think. Now I see why y'all follow me. I'm not the only one here to think like this. We all here together, which I knew that to an extent, but reading these comments are refreshing. So yeah, man, there's that. Hop in the comment section, let me know. Candace I'm sure is going to respond here in the next hour or so. And until then, I'll catch y'all later. Maybe I'll go live. Let me know in the comments if y'all want me to go live later. If not, I'll continue working on this Candace Owens video. I'll catch you all. One last super chat. We really need to have a conversation about the day to roll out of Stargate. Larry, yeah, we do. I agree. Survival of the West, for sure. I agree. We do need to talk about that, and I plan to. All right, y'all, hop in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Mickey, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I'm Demetrius. I go by Didi. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Oh, yeah, Didi got a podcast.
Attitudes and our work ethic become very important in realizing our goals and opening up possibilities. I had lunch a couple of weeks ago with a recent graduate of UCA. And his story, is really fascinating. It's one of overcoming homelessness during his time pursuing his degree, first at a community college here in Arkansas, and then finishing his bachelor's degree here at UCA. His narrative ranges from estrangement from family for many years to a hopeful reunion with mother and siblings. His record is one of overcoming odds in a way that I probably could not, and certainly demonstrating levels of tenacity and patience and optimism that I can only marvel at. He wanted to talk with me about his new job and his career path going forward. I really need to be there to learn from him because that's where the real value was.
Everything I say in this video is alleged. Allegedly. No such thing as a life that is better than yours. Y'all can just repeat after me. I really appreciate it. Alright. No such thing. Come on, we can do better than that. Talk to me. Alright, let's start it over. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. You're worse than the rich white people or the rich white Jews that own these record labels because they don't even understand these populations. You have a lot closer relationship to these people and you're leading them to hellfire. You are leading them in the wrong direction in the name of getting rich and famous. How dare you? Oh yeah, Didi got a podcast.